this video, we will continue with an exam-style question on vectors. You will find this on page 250 in the Namibian AS-Level Mathematics textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Let's look at another example. Okay, there it is. I'm just making it a bit bigger. The position vectors of points A, B, and C relative to origin are given as OA, OB, OC. Show that angle BAC is cos. Now this is like we did there at inverse function. Actually, that is the ratio. If they write it like this, we swap that, that's the ratio. Okay, is a third. Okay, so the inverse, of course, is a third. Let's first stop there. Remember that vectors must point in the same direction. It's either out or in. But I think in this case, because it's angle BAC, I think we are going to work with AB. So there is my out, do you see? And AC, there is also. So I first work out AB, just like I did with position vectors. So it's OB minus OA. I work out and I just do that. 6 minus 2 is 4. Negative 1 is negative 2. 7 minus 3 is 4. There is AC. So that's OC minus OA. So 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 1 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay, now I work out the scalar product. So I basically, and that's very nice, I just multiply, the middle multiply, the bottom multiply, I get 10. I work out now the magnitude of AB in Pythagoras Theorem. So I square everyone and I get 36, so it's 6. Then I work out AC, so the magnitude of AC. So I square, and that's 25. So it's going to be 9 plus 16, 20, and it's 5. So then I have that cos of angle BAC. Now I start with the formula. Cos of angle B, and there is my 10. There's my scalar product. There is my magnitude. Do you see? There is my magnitude. But that, oh, I don't like the pen doing that. That is equal to a third. Okay, that ratio is equal to a third. So angle BAC equals cos this. And that's what they said. Angle BAC is equal to that. And this is the way I write it then. Okay, let's continue with number B. Use the results in part A to find the exact value of the area of triangle ABC. Okay, now remember, it's not 90 degrees, so I will use my ordinary level trigonometry. Okay, the included angles, but now let's start. If cos is BAC is a third, okay, now this is actually very challenging. How I came across this value. I use the identity. Sin squared theta plus cos squared theta is 1. Okay. So I make sin squared theta the subject of the formula. So I have this. Then I fill in. I have that cos, and I fill and I square. And that's giving me 1 minus 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 3 is 9. And then to get the square away, I take the square root. Do you follow? And that's 8 over 9. Because I'm going to use, can you remember that in ordinary level, if I have two sides with the included angle, so I'm going to use that because I have, okay, let's me just BAC, make it BAC. Okay, so I have the vector AB and I have the vector AC. So I have that two vectors. Are you with me? And I have the angle. So I have two sides and I have the angle BAC and included. And then I go for that formula. It's a half, the two sides, sin of angle BAC. Because it's not cos, it's sin. And that's why I worked it out in terms of sin. So I just fill it in. This is just a simplifying because they said exact. That means don't use a calculator. It's without a calculator. Use the understand, find the exact. There, do you see? They're exact. So we can do it without a calculator then because I filled in already that square root 8 over 9, that one, in a place of sin. But now I fill in the rest. I have, can you remember this magnitudes was 6 and it was 5. So 6 and 5, a third. Okay. Then I'm just going to, okay, what I basically did is I just took it out there. Okay. So what I did is I made it 1/9 to take it out, times 8. So the 1/9 can go to a third and there. So that is what? It's actually the same. It's just more simplified. And then I didn't show you here. If I say, okay, this is 6 times 5, it's 30. Divide with 6. So what is it? So it's going to be 5. Are you with me? 5. And then it's going to be square root 8. But now I take it again out. And I say 4 times 2 times 4, doesn't matter. So then it's 5, and the 2 stays inside. This 2 comes out, so it's multiplied there, and the 2 is inside. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10, and then square root 2, and that's how. So I didn't maybe show you that final step there. I just show you that 8 can be 2 square root 2. Okay, maybe that would have helped you. There's the square root 2. Then it was 6 times 5, which is 30, times the 2, which is 60. Divide by 6 will then be also give you 10. Okay, and that's exact, no commas. So the exact value implies that you do not just use a calculator to find the angle BAC. They want it in terms of usually a square root. Okay, I want you to stop the video and I want you to do number 1. Okay, again, you can continue the video as soon as you are finished. Okay, so let's look number 1. Relative to the origin O, the position vectors of A and B are given at, okay, let's just write it down. OA is I plus 2j and OB is 4i plus pk. Okay. Find the value of p for which the angle, and they give it is actually again that ratio. It's just a way of giving it like with inverse functions. Okay, but if we're going to start with that one, we have now, we are going to first find the scalar product. So let's just quickly see. I'm going to find my scalar product. So it's OA times OB. And that is going to be, remember there's a 1. So 1 is a 4 plus, oh, see there's a 0j. So that's why it's 2, 0 plus, and there's no k again. And there's a p. Okay, let's just see, ij, it was just I and j, and this was 4pk. So I was getting, this is 4, this is just going to be 4, because that is going to be 0, 0. Okay, so it's only 4. Then I get the magnitude of A with Pythagoras Theorem. I want to make this in another color. Start again. Okay, so the magnitude of A, and that is going to be 1 squared plus 2 squared, and that is going to be 1 plus 4 square root of 5. And then I get the magnitude of OB, and that is going to be 4 squared plus 0 squared plus, oh no, you didn't have to write that 0 because I filled it in. Don't write it. Just remember the value in front, not the k. So that is going to be 16 plus, it's just going to, pen is not nice. No, nice. Okay, 16 plus p squared. Okay, now I can start. Now I can say cos of angle, and we'll find AOB. And remember, I have the vectors OB and OA. I did it like that. Okay, so what is the scalar product? 4. What is this one? Square root 5. What is this one? It's a bit longer. 16 plus p squared. So what can I fill in the place of this one? That's what they gave me. I can fill in 1/5. And then I can fill in 4. And I'm going to fill in square root 5, square root 16 plus p squared. Okay, so let's cross multiply. So I'm going to get 20 equals square root 5 square root 16 plus p squared. Now, because there's a multiply, I can do it like this. I can square this side and I square this side. And what do I get? I get 400, but I want you to write it like this is going to be squared, and this is, because it's multiply, I can do that. So square root 5 times square is just going to be 5. But keep this times this, it's just going to be 16 plus p squared. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Then I'm going to say I divide 5 and I divide 5. So then I'm going to say the 400 divided by 5 is 80. And I have 16 plus p squared. Now I'm taking it up. Okay. And I'm going to say 80 minus 60. It's going over 16, and that's p squared. And if I'm going to say that 80 minus 16, that is easy, is 64. And then I'm going to take the square root. And don't forget, it's not this, it's plus minus 64 is equal to p. So, can you see they actually help you sometimes? Find the values of p, meaning there's two values. So, therefore, p is positive 8 or p is negative 8, plus minus. Okay. And that's how you do it.